Welcome, everybody. This is Big Whoop with Bradley O'Brider. Welcome back for another week, and of course, recorded in the fabulous Judson University studios. Happy to be here. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another week of Big Whoop with Bradley O'Brider. Oh, I didn't even change that. Shoot, I got to change that. What are we thinking this week? Legitimately, I did not even intend on having that there. What about... Yeah, that's cool, huh? Forest, it's called. It's called the forest setting. Kind of... contradicts all the brown going on. Welcome back, everybody, to another week. Thank you for being here. What happened this last week? I don't know. Not a lot. There's some international news that happened. Maybe we'll get to a story or two about that, but not a lot happened for your old boy here. Prayed a little bit over the weekend. God is good. Yeah. I don't know. I really didn't do a lot. And when I don't do a lot, it's not good for me. I heard it said that, like, too much downtime is not good. And supposedly that's even less. The time allotted for downtime is even less for guys. So idle hands and all that business, So not a lot happened, but that's also like kind of something in and of itself. I feel like I didn't really handle the last week pretty well, but that's okay. I mean, we're here. It's Monday evening. I will try to get this out tonight. And if I do not, well, I apologize and forgive me. I will get it out tomorrow, Tuesday. So, it's kind of wasted some time, to be honest with you. Wasted some time over the weekend. And that's maybe why I was praying a little bit yesterday. But God showed up, as he always does. It's for me, it's just a matter of if I show up. He's kind of the consistent one. I find that I'm not. But it was a good weekend. It was a good week. And I did the sauna this morning. And that's pretty cool. That's always a good thing. There's a lot of health benefits to that. And a lot of it seems to be, for me, energy level and mentally sharp. And maybe it doesn't seem like that right now, which would be funny. Maybe I'm stumbling and saying a little too many uhs, but we're here. We showed up. We made it another week, and you did also, and I think we should all be proud of that, and I think that's a great way to start all of this. I have something to address from last episode. Boy, this thing is really just controversy-ridden. Some people texted me, and they said, one too many uhs, and stop picking your nose. And I would just like to say to everybody, I have not been picking my nose. I know I did this a lot of times, which is still not good. It's still not good. I was doing some of this and all of that, but the finger never actually made entry. The finger, I wasn't actually picking my nose. I've seen people pick their nose. I looked it up and I was like, what even is this trend? And that's not what I was doing. I would just like to say that right out the gate. I was still messing around too much with my nose. Yeah, some people were like, you're picking your nose and it's disgusting. I think somebody's mom actually said that. And moms are usually right. They usually have a good sense about these things. So that's on me, and I will try not to pick my nose. I think they say that, I'm just doing it, that women, I think it was like when women get nervous, they get antsy, but then when guys get nervous, they touch their face. Some of this or something like that. So there's another So that could have been it. And that's probably on me, and I apologize for that. Hopefully nobody was really boogered out. How about this weather we're having? Right? Some pretty crazy weather. What's that? Amendments. And everything else that happened with old Honest Abe. Yeah, crazy weather out, very cold. I think my grandma went out somewhere today, and I should have called her. I should go and see her, and that's on me. But she went out to the doctor, and I hope she's safe, and I hope she's all right. And Grammy, if you're watching this, I hope you made it all right. I think it was an eye doctor appointment or an ear doctor appointment. But nevertheless, on cold days like this in Burr, it was really cold. You got ice, you got everything going on. Easy to slip, easy to fall, especially if you're old and over 90 years old. So, hope everybody's staying warm out there. Hope everybody is able to manage this Chicago weather. Anyway, like I was saying, um, yeah, got to be careful out there in the ice. Got to be careful. Got to check in with your loved ones and check in with yourself too every once in a while. Like I guess that's what I did this weekend. And maybe that's nothing, but maybe that's the biggest thing that one could do is um is check in with yourself and pray a little and self-analyze. That's always been something. I never have. I don't have any strong suits, because then when you say that, then your downfall is pride. You can never really self-boast. But I always like to think that I don't do it often, but when I stop and I kind of take stock of myself in the room and God chimes in, I kind of open my ear to see what God's whispering, what God's moving. Um, I find that that's some of the best time I could spend alive. That I sit and actually be quiet. Actually sit and actually be quiet. And it's a great time. It's never wasted time. Often it actually combats everything that either I have stirred up in myself, from negative things to vices or patterns that are not good, behavioral things, and even internal, emotional, contemplative. It's not depression per se, because I've never really been depressed, but you clear the smoke, you clear the air. And it's like you kind of cook something on the stove. The room is filled with smoke. You're like, oh, shoot, I did it again. I did it again. Here I am. I thought I could do it better this time. And God comes in with just a big old vacuum and flips on there I go with the nose, flips on the exhaust fan, gets a big old vacuum and just pulls all the air out and absorbs it. And I guess that's maybe what it was. That's how my weekend was spent. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Yeah, not a bad way to start the weekend. We're going to pick up, I brought it up last week, a few segments. And, like I said, if you're tuning in for the first time, what is Big Whoop? What is this? Well, it's a weekly production. I think I will stick with either Mondays or Tuesdays. As of right now, I'm just kind of getting the ball rolling, as you could probably tell. And I appreciate everybody that has watched, anybody that's listened. It's not taken for granted. If one person even kind of chimes in and views and checks in and sees what's going on, it's incredible, and I really do cherish it, because to have somebody's time is it's an important thing. It's an important thing. Time is the highest commodity, and so that I'm given somebody else's time is a cool thing. So I appreciate it. Honestly, I didn't know if I would have 12 views, if I would have 40, and I think we're up to like near 100 on YouTube. So it's cool, is all I'm saying, and I'm grateful, and I appreciate it. But anyway, going back from last week, the idea of this is we'll have some segments, but this, kind of think of it like a variety show, and it is real in the sense of it's serious. We will actually touch on some things, whether it's bringing in, and I got a lot of guests too. I brought this up last week, so forgive me if you've already heard this before. I got a great lineup of guests, people that have a lot of experience, firefighters, policemen, salespeople, pilots, stewardesses, people that have grown and run businesses and have started businesses. Some of these quote unquote experts of life. And I don't know if any of us really are experts. I guess that's what I'm saying in all of my own week recap rabbling, yapping is what I mean. But, each of us have different experiences, and it's very cool. And some of us live our life being ballroom dancers or being helping people with addiction. And I think it's a shame when, I don't tune into those people because they have a specific treasure chest of life. And I could have a treasure chest in lane 7, and they have a treasure chest of experience and wisdom in lane 2. And so I don't think we should ever really just stick in our own lanes. So I'm honored. I'm happy to be bringing those people in. I will text those people and see, a model too. A buddy of mine, good buddy of mine, is a fashion model. So that's kind of fun as well. As well as in a couple of weeks, big news, I will probably be recording one of these in Texas. I'm going out to Texas with Judson, and there's a couple of conferences going on. So I'm thrilled to be going down there, and I will take this new thingamabob I got with me. Check this out, huh? Huh? Ladies and gentlemen, Big Whoa with Bradley O'Brien. You know him as that guy that but give it up. He's doing something. He's trying his best. Your host, Bradley O'Brien. I could have done that a little better, but you know what I mean. And no, it's going to pick up steam a little bit, and it's very cool. This is a great. I feel like this is maybe the first week. The first episode was that trolling thing. Second episode, I should say, was like an introduction. So maybe this is the first actual episode, but there's a lot of things coming that are fun, and I'm looking to. So if you're new to this, I guess what I'm saying is, it's a variety. It's certainly not one thing forever. It's not me sitting here like this and you're like, boy, this is the 4th week he's been sitting here. Even if I am sitting here, I have different segments, a couple of which I'll touch on in a little bit, where we look at the world. We kind of have some funny moments, have some laughs, have a little recap of what's going on in this world. It's this collection of things that it can be. And so I battled that for a little while. Again, I've been trying to start this podcast for a year. And now it's finally here. And along the way, I really had trouble with, is this comedy? Is it politics? Is it just interviewing people? Is it, even kind of going on the road? Not going on the road. That sounds too graduated from what I mean. Just, is it more of like a mobile thing? And I would love for it to be all of that. I would love for the answer to be yes, and for the answer to be it is all of that in different good ways. So I'll keep gauging it as we go along. Maybe there's something that this turns into that it should be more of. I feel like I kind of consume all of that. I'd like to think I'm a pleasant person, so maybe that could be in the comedy realm. I'm well versed on politics. I have a deep passion. Picked my nose. Might as well own the mistakes. I have a deep passion for that as well, and guests and everything. So I want to bring everything and have it be fun each week. And I know that kind of doesn't easily answer the question, but that's the answer of what we're doing. So again, I appreciate you being here. I have remember, please, to hit the subscribe, like, bell, all of that. If this is on Spotify for you, then please hit the follow. If this is on YouTube, then, you know what I'd like also, I'd like to do, because hopefully I do enjoy this. And the only thing I'm worried about is the quality. I feel like I can do quantity, but I want to make sure it's quality. And I said that last week, I want to make sure it's something that I bring to you where it's at least kind of entertaining. I'd love maybe a live stream. I think that would be cool. I don't know what that would look like, but I certainly love doing this kind of stuff, and I like to think that once I get some feet beneath me, then maybe I do more. Maybe it's not just once a week, or maybe nobody wants that, or that wouldn't go well, or nobody's asking for that. But that, of course, plays into the name. Big whoop. I know. Nobody asked for this, but here we are, and it's happening. The haters hate to see you win. The haters hate to see you do the things. That's a note for all of us. I try to be encouraging. Especially with people that are attempting things. It's like, I always heard create more than you consume. And I'd like to think now, 15 years later, after hearing that in youth group or whatever age I am, I'd like to think maybe I'm starting that now. So make sure to hit the subscribe, the like, the bell, be notified when it's coming on. This is a video podcast. I had somebody who was listening on Spotify and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize there's video. So if you're on YouTube, check us out, Big Whoop with Bradley Obrighter. Hit the subscribe and the bell, all the things. If you're seeing this on X or Rumble or Instagram. Couple of cool things coming up this week. So I have another thing I got to cover. Sign up for the weekly Instagram Reels email newsletter. That's right. You're thinking, what? That doesn't even make sense. It's exactly what you're confused about. It's an email, right? You get it in your inbox. And it is filled, maybe not filled. That's too many. That gives the impression of a high quantity. It has links to Instagram videos that I thought were funny. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Things that I thought were funny in a very bland, basic format. Links. Right? So sign up for that. Email bigwhoopshow@gmail.com. bigwhoopshow@gmail.com. I have a subscriber or two on that, and I have not sent it out yet. And I'm sorry to that individual. But, I will. All right, let's hit the first segment, ladies and gentlemen, because I think we are a few minutes into this now. Let's pull this up. Spin that thing, Paco. I got a few news segments for you, a couple funny ones, one serious one in the middle. Headline, a man hunting for treasure discovered a safe on the ocean floor. What he unlocked was the last thing he expected. Isn't that the story of all of us? What is this? I'll get this out of here, people.com. Let's see. The discovery was made in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Shark Bay, Western Australia. Sometimes you got to travel around the world for your important, sad news, and sometimes you got to travel around the world for your happy news. Need to know, last week, check this out, Quine, there, I can see a little better, Quoin, Quine, it's probably some Australian name. Boy, they pissed me off. Last week. Quan Sellinger recovered a safe from the Indian Ocean off the coast of Shark Bay, Western Australia. He decided to unlock the safe after failing to find its owner with an appeal on a local Facebook page. Okay, so he's a man on social media. He's in some local Facebook pages. I am too. So I was hoping there was maybe somebody's wedding. I can't read this. I was hoping there was maybe someone's wedding ring in there, or Rose's Titanic jewel of the ocean. Very good, Quine. Is this Qui-Gon Jinn? Dude, it's a crazy name, Quine. Some of you probably are knowing how to pronounce that. Quoin. Anyway, or Rose's Titanic jewel of the ocean, or something like that, Sellinger told 7 News Regional WA. A man in Australia is in disbelief after unlocking a safe found on the ocean floor. Mr. Sellinger recovered a small safe from the Indian Ocean off the coast of Shark Bay in the, Gascoyne. Pardon me, excuse me, sorry about that. I just belched. In the Gascoyne region of Western Australia last week, ABC reported, that's the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, recalling how a friend had spotted the safe in the water. Sellinger told the outlet, there's a little reef between Denham and Eagle Bluff, right? Everybody knows. And he was driving there with his family and his boat was drifting off and he rang me up. He said, this is still him talking. He said, Quine. I could hear that. Quine. I have found a safe in the ocean, Sellinger continued. His 13-year-old daughter, Belle, then joined him on a jet ski to retrieve the box and take it to the shore. Sillinger revealed his findings in a post on a local Facebook page on January 3rd, writing, "If anyone is missing a safe, I found it between Denham and Eagle Bluff. ID required and description of goods required for..." Okay, very good. I feel like now I'm just reading this at this point. Oh, he told the ABC of the response. A lot of jokes like, yeah, that belongs in safety bay. Or it looks like it's in safe hands. Oh my gosh. This is such a dad story. I don't know why I picked this. Look at the jokes in here. Yeah, that belongs in safety bay. It looks like it's in it's in safe hands. Dang, I messed up the freaking punchline, the whole point of it. Oh, look at this, adding a lot of dad jokes. It makes for entertainment. I think people are as intrigued as I am about finding a safe in the ocean of all places in Shark Bay. Sillinger and his friend Brad ended up opening the safe, which had a strong smell inside, using an angle grinder to carve a hole in the back of it. Okay. They picked up that angle grinder. Quote, "To be honest, especially because my mate wouldn't pick it up and take it, I was like, okay, so what are we getting at here? Come on. Can we jump ahead? I was hoping there was like a big gold bar in there, I guess," Selinger told you. Yeah, duh. Yeah, everybody hopes that. But it wouldn't be, well, it could be on the news if there was actually what he thought was in there. Oh, here we go. "We open up the safe, and to our surprise, there was a smelly packet of beef jerky." Again, I was hoping maybe there was somebody's wedding ring in there or Rose's Titanic jewel. So that's interesting. And yeah, I guess it's an interesting story. It's a cool story. That's wild to open a safe on from the ocean floor and it has beef jerky in it. Now, actually, that's a little surprising because I think beef jerky is up to $48 a bag. And that's the small bag that they have at the checkout area at Menards. But yeah, you know what? Good for him. Good for him. That's how it goes these days. That's how it goes these days. You think you're onto something good. You think, boy, I've really found it. And then you inadvertently have it swapped out for an open bag of beef jerky. And I think that perfectly sums up what some of us experience in life. And so that's nice. That's nice. That's a little segment for you. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, here's something that's actually pretty serious. There's a lot going on in Minnesota. And I'm not too worried about like speaking my mind. I'm really not. But this seems wild. So, oh, hold on. I got to restart it. Okay. Department of Justice investigating anti-ICE protest at St. Paul Church. So this is actually serious news. This was wild to me and kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit. Department of Justice says is it invested? The Department of Justice says it is investigating an anti-ICE protest that disrupted services at a St. Paul church on Sunday morning. What we know, activists with the Racial Justice Network disrupted church services at City's Church in St. Paul to oppose a pastor at the church. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this video clip. It's pretty crazy. I mean, there's a lot going on up in Minnesota. And so this was in St. Paul. A lot of action going on these days. And yeah, this just isn't it. This isn't it. I know, you have your opinion on who was shot and who was run over and all of that. But I saw a thing on X where it was like, very rarely is the hero the person in history that busts into churches and disrupts church services. I mean, that's just like a pretty clear benchmark. I think if I'm even reading this correctly, because I read a different source. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's never a good look to be busting into a church. It's just like it's like the lowest bar of thing to do. It's not impressive, I guess. It's not. It doesn't get covered well. There's nobody sitting at home. Especially if you're kind of picking up the banner for a cause. There's nobody sitting at home going, "I'm glad they did that. Nice. Good for them. Good for them. They really showed them." Like, I don't know, like, and if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I agree with the cause that they're doing. Well, great, fine. That's your prerogative. But this is really off-putting. So people are saying, they should be charged under the FACE Act. That was a Biden administration act. And protesters went to the church because they say the pastor in question, David Easterwood, is also the acting field office director for ICE in Minnesota. The protest was documented in part by former CNN anchor turned YouTuber Don Lemon. I'll tell you what, there's a way to... Oh, I just spit. There's a way to go from national television to YouTuber and be successful in it. I can name a couple of names, but and actually have your career on an upward trajectory. But this is not it. This is not it. I personally, maybe because I don't primarily run in those circles, I don't really know anybody that quotes Don Lemon to me, even when he was on CNN. But, if you're going to transition your job from being on a national TV stage to YouTube, this is not winning you any points. It might be winning you points with a few people, but I don't know. This isn't the way to win over a significant amount of people. So let's read this. Protesters went to the church because they say the pastor in question, David Easterwood, is also the acting field office director for ICE in Minnesota. Oh, I already read this. Sorry. Videos from Black Lives Matter Minnesota also shows protesters chanting during services. This cannot, quote, this cannot be a house of God while harboring someone directing ICE agents to wreak havoc in our community. Attorney is another name, Nekima Levy Armstrong told Lemon during his live stream. This cannot be a house of God while harboring someone directing ICE agents to wreak havoc on our community. Okay, I got it. Nekima Levy Armstrong told Lemon during his live stream, explaining why the group was at the church. She says, this could be a man. I'm sorry. Nekima Levy Armstrong says, I'm a reverend on top of being a lawyer and an activist, so I come here in the power of the Almighty God. Okay, interesting. Dig deeper. Fox 9 can confirm a man named David Easterwood is the acting field office director in Minnesota. Easterwood is routinely named in DHS court filings. It's Department of Homeland Security. However, Fox 9 wasn't able to confirm acting director is the same David Easterwood listed as a pastor on the city's church website. Easterwood, on the other side, Easterwood did not appear to be on hand for Sunday services, but the church's lead pastor, Jonathan Parnell, did speak with Lemon. Parnell said the protests inside the church were shameful. It's shameful to see anyone interrupting a public gathering of Christians in worship, said Parnell. I have to take care of my church and my family. Parnell then asked Lemon to leave unless he was there to worship. Yeah, and then I think Don Lemon even said, no, I am a Christian. I agree with you. While he's doing this, I don't even think it's controversial, wildly unpopular thing. And that's I feel like there's certain things in society where you are maybe more prone to taking sides. You could in this, I guess, but this is something where it's like pretty generally unpopular. I saw the videos. They were having a service, church service, like it's any church service that you would walk into, and all of a sudden they came chanting and storming in. Again, not impressive. I mean, it's like I don't know. There's impressive things to do, and then there's this. Again, you can disagree with me. DOJ says they are investigating. What they're saying, Sunday afternoon, hours after the protest, officials with the Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division said they were looking into the disruption. In tweets, Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon. What is with these names? The first name was from around the world, even though it's like Australia. It should be like pretty similar. It's the names here in the U.S. that I'm having trouble with. What is with this? Attorney General Harmeet Dillon. Maybe these are simple. It could just be my mind. Responded to video of the protest by writing, "We are on it at Civil Rights, working with the USAO in Minneapolis. This is un-American and outrageous." Well, yeah, I mean, no reason to press it forward anymore. I don't really know. Oh, here. The FACE Act, which was a Biden act, prohibits the use of force to prevent people from receiving reproductive health services or exercising First Amendment rights at a place of worship. Yeah, yeah, I think that just about the Justice Department filed a FACE Act lawsuit over a protest at a New Jersey synagogue during a ceremony to honor the life of a late rabbi. So it would be interesting to see how this plays out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this is gauged by those in power, by the DOJ, which I think like members of the DOJ were overseas, and there's a lot of traveling. And I don't know if I'm too impressed by that. There's a lot of traveling. So when they come back, oh no, I think they were here actually. It was just a conference in Florida. We'll see how this ranks. It would be a shame if something like this, is not treated equally in terms of religious freedom. If this is kind of swept under the rug, that would be, it would be interesting. You'd have to ask why this wouldn't be as taken as seriously if it was a different religion or a different area of the country or something else. Right. So we will compare apples to apples, I guess, in the coming. Wait, there. That's my little click for when I'm recording things. So that's an interesting story, kind of a story that rubbed me the wrong way. And my opinion, why does my opinion matter at all? I don't think it does. I am fully aware of that. Maybe the only purpose of me covering that thing was now you're disenchanted and you're like, oh, he's diving into news. So maybe I shouldn't have done it at all. But I feel like maybe through the mic you can get my sense of person. So here's another funny story. Let's run with these segments. Got a couple more. One more. Okay, check this out. This is interesting. In the world of AI and actually kind of piggybacking off of police, I do those noises so that I can, in editing, drop in my screen recordings. How AI turned a Utah police officer into a frog. This is pretty funny. Artificial intelligence is increasingly affecting who police stop, how reports are written, where officers patrol, and how evidence is analyzed. Right off the bat, I don't like that. I didn't even know that was in here. This is not a planned thing. I do not like that. I remember years ago, and you might remember this too, when it was a big story around the world that the CCP was automatically recording, like on highways, on mass traveled highways, was automatically detecting and sensing when somebody was going over the speed limit and boom, automatically identifying them and withdrawing funds from their bank account. That's crazy. And that was years ago. So I'm not... artificial intelligence increasingly affecting who police stop, how reports are written, where officers patrol, and how evidence is analyzed doesn't seem to me like the best move. Nobody from the Pentagon is calling me up, so I will not harp on it. But just as we kind of get to know each other here, not a fan of that. That seems... I never read Orwell's book, but it seems like that's the direction, and I'm not a fan of that. I don't mind getting pulled over. I was pulled over a few weeks ago because they said your registration is expired. And I said, officer, lady, sergeant, ma'am, I said, my truck has been in Florida since July. And she was gracious. Now, it's been about a few weeks, and I should have caught up on that. So I'm not opposed to getting pulled over. Well, I am. Of course, I hate it. Pardon me. But I want to be pulled over the good old-fashioned way. You have to earn catching me in a trap. I don't want this lazy policing of like you're sitting at a desk and somebody pings on your radar and you go and you click a button and you go, yep, ticket them. No, if you're pulling me over, you got to earn it. You got to keep your eyes peeled. You have to have noticed it. I don't like this. I don't like this artificial intelligence. I don't want to be pulled over by artificial intelligence. I want to be pulled over by a good old-fashioned officer who noticed it and who caught me, and I say, you know what? You got me. You earned that one, Chief. You earned that one. Or whatever ethnicity they are, So let's read on. Continue. And in Utah, it claimed an officer turned into a frog. What a wild sentence. Did I skip something here? Artificial intelligence is increasingly affecting who police stop, how reports are written, where officers patrol, and how evidence is analyzed. And in Utah, it claimed an officer turned into a frog. Wow, this document really just gives the bullet points. I can't even move through the thing. Catch up quick. I guess we're only getting the bullet points, which maybe that's fine. Catch up quick. An AI program generated the shape-shifting incident report for Heber City Police last month. Here's some details. This is funny. The officer's body camera picked up background noise at a scene, called out to a scene. Background noise at a scene where the Disney film The Princess and the Frog was playing, police said. The movie dialogue, oh my gosh, what is this? Flummoxed? Can I hear the word? Flummoxed? What's that called? Oh, here.
Flummoxed.
That's a wild.
Flummoxed.
Sounds like she's out of breath or like trying to escape or something. Flummoxed. The movie dialogue flummoxed what does it mean? Yeah, bewildered or perplexed. Who's writing this and what points are they trying to score? Axios, classic. Movie dialogue flummoxed the department's AI writing program, which concluded in its summary that the officer had become a frog. What they're saying, that's when we learn the importance of correcting these AI-generated reports. But this is supposed to be the same AI that they're going to use to ticket me? That they're going to use as a housing center for all the data on all of us? Real things. You could look that up. They couldn't even get this right. I thought a man turned into a frog. But I'm going to be held accountable for what this sort of AI deduces and concludes about me in the future. Skeptical, folks. Very skeptical. But this is genuinely funny. What they're saying, that's when we learn the importance of correcting these AI-generated reports. Sergeant Rick Keel told Fox 13, driving the news. Departments from San Francisco to Georgia are piloting generative AI tools that turn body cam audio into written narratives, shaving hours off paperwork and getting officers back on patrol amid staffing shortages. All right, well, you had me in the first half. You had me in the second half, however you want to look at it. Shaving hours off paperwork. Yeah, but if paperwork is if that's good old-fashioned policing, give me paperwork all day. I will do some of the paperwork. You pull me over for expired plates, I will come back with you and do some of the paperwork, just as long as I'm not getting pulled over by iRobot. Shaving hours off paperwork? I'm sorry. Paperwork comes with the job. Paperwork comes with the job. It makes it organic. It makes it trackable. It makes it person to person. There's no way. And I can put on the charm a little bit when I get pulled over. In fact, that's kind of how I got out of the following incident. I never get pulled over, folks. I'm a good example. I'm a good influence on your kids. I got pulled over for having the expired registration. And then like a week later, up in Lake Zurich, I got pulled over and she said you were speeding or something, I drive heavy. About $1.60. And I said, no. She actually caught me. She said, your registration is expired, blah, blah, blah. And I said, here's a piece of paper. I said, I know I got pulled over last week for it, blah, blah, blah. But what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that I would take that any day of the week. Oh, that's what I'm trying to say. I put the charm on her, baby. Put the frickin' charm on her. Both times were police officer women, or I don't know their term, but. And I said, I wasn't putting the charm on like guy to girl, but I was pleasant. I turned the lights on. I put my hands up on the thing. I think I had pizza in the car, and I was immediately right off the bat. I said, officer, how are you? Just pleasant, basic suburb pleasant, where they're not thinking, I got to pull somebody else over. Let's see how this goes. No, I was good. I was good. I know how to act. I know how to keep, threat level to minimal. And because of that, and maybe the explanation of the situation being out of state, gone, clean and clear. Your boy got free, clean and clear. So I cannot do that with AI. I cannot do that with AI. You think I'm going to be able to sweet talk AI? If I can sweet talk it, it's going to be shut off because it's not by the book, and it's not AI. It's not, impartial anymore. It's partial then if it can be persuaded. I like to be pulled over by good old-fashioned people. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Moving on. Departments from San Francisco to Georgia are piloting generative AI tools that turn body cam audio into written narratives, shaving hours off paperwork and getting officers back on patrol and amid staffing shortages. Well, that's the part they have me. If there's staffing shortages, you need some help. You need some help. But I feel like there's 100 things you could consider before. Hey, we're a few officers low. Well, let's bring in AI. Because unless there's some real situations, you won't go back. You won't go back. You won't go back to real people. So there's a few different things you could try. I like to think, a couple more vacation days. Maybe that would win over people wanting to be officers. All the respect in the world for officers, by the way. I do truly mean that. They've seen terrible, terrible things. I heard somebody say that the only thing police officers and firefighters can agree on is that they both want to be firefighters. And police is brutal, the things that they have to see. And hopefully I have my buddy in here. That would be, it would be fun. Zoom out. These tools join AI-adjacent technologies such as drones, license plate readers, and gunshot detection systems. Are we not remembering the CCP from a few years ago? Drones, license plate readers. Drones and license plate readers. I'm sorry, I should be reading better. That's crazy. But I will tell you this. I guess if that's what's happening, AI-generated reports that can be affected by audio, as this audio from Princess of the Frog made the AI police assisted thing think the officer turned into a frog. Anyway, if that's the case, that audio can change the narrative, now you can say things. Now you can say things and change the narrative. As before, it was like it was recorded and all this, and you had to take reports from people. You can now throw in any details that you want. You can now throw in any details that you want. Like, hey, you're stepping on my foot. Like, I'm just thinking out loud here. Or, no, I don't want $100. Thank you, though. You can, if this thing is going to be taken as truth, gives a lot of power to the people in the room. Gives a lot of power to throw some facts in there. I might just throw in a couple of crazy phrases just to confuse it. And then in court later say, you know what? Your system it's your system. I don't know. Context. When a technology wave hits law enforcement, it hits it hard, said, I'm sick and tired of these names. Guilherme Delapine, CEO of the startup Long Eye, which is testing AI systems that comb through hours of jail phone calls, interviews, and police footage for evidence. No. You guys ever see Prison Break? They had to earn. Every police officer, every detective, everybody had to earn each crack in breaking down Michael Scofield's plan. No, you got to earn it. It takes, there's no glory in winning. Even if it means a few criminals win, like they outsmart, like that's it. That's the game. That's the game. And that's the game I want to be able to play, even if I'm getting pulled over for registration, which is the worst thing to get pulled over for. It is so annoying. About 70% of investigators say that they don't have time to review all the digital evidence they collect, leaving critical phone calls, interviews, and device data untouched, Delapine told Axios. Yes, but while AI promises efficiency, its rapid spread could embed errors deep into the criminal justice system and not just fairy tales. Civil liberties expert warned that AI tools risk reinforcing bias, and it's unclear who controls the data collected by AI systems without legal guardrails. Quote, the digital space has evolved in a way that won't necessarily that wasn't necessarily anticipated when privacy laws were implemented. Oh, see, that's interesting. Digital space has evolved in a way that wasn't necessarily anticipated when privacy laws were implemented. Beryl Lipton tells Axios. Case in point, Austin, Texas paused to plan for AI-enhanced camera systems in parks that would, quote, analyze behavior, end quote, to spot potential crimes over questions about civil liberties and efficacy. Bottom line, we tell our agencies don't bring the chatbot to court, Delapine said. Use the chatbot. Here we go. This is important. Use the chatbot to find the actual moment in the evidence that matters and bring that to court. All right, well, that's fine. That's fine. You know, I'm not anti-police. I'm certainly not. So, yeah, just hearing things about drones and scanners and all that, that seems weird. But, a plan for AI-enhanced camera systems in park that would, quote, analyze behavior to spot potential crimes. Well, that, I don't know if you've seen The Winter Soldier, Captain America, The Winter Soldier. That's what it all is that this gets to a point where it analyzes the whole world and neutralizes threats, and Hydra uses that, you know, on all of their helicarriers to analyze threats before they happen and neutralize those threats. So we'll stay in touch on this. We wish them all the best. And Utah police officer turned into a frog. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Did I spend too long on that? Perhaps. I'm open to that. What do we got here? Let me try something. I'm trying to send it through the thing, but it's not doing that.
Please leave your message.
Oh. You heard the name, or I'll take it out in editing. That was anybody interested in Stranger Things? I kind of am. I was going to get a call in just on the spot. I just thought of that. I didn't even text that person. A call in on somebody who can recap the ending of Stranger Things pretty well. Stranger Things, folks. I don't know if you're interested in that, but that would have been a little recap. Let's move on to a couple of funny videos that I have pulled up. Again, we'll see how funny these are. But this is the material, ladies and gentlemen. This is the frickin' material you can have in your inbox every week. Oh, boy. You could have this sort of material in your inbox each week. Let's see this. Okay. Let all your air and try to scream. Let out all your air and try to scream. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Let out all of your air and try to scream, it says. And there's this gentleman doing it. That's pretty good. Again, what is this app? Freeform? Dude, does anybody know what any of this stuff is? Funny videos. Okay, next one. Here's the second one for all you audio. Oh, here it is.
Sterling's right-hand arm. Man.
Dude, this is wild. This is this girl that hold on, I'll pause it. This is this girl. I'm sorry, for audio people, there was no context to the first thing. I'm pulling up clips on Instagram. I know that's what, I can hear the eyes rolling. Pulling up clips on Instagram. The first one was a gentleman sitting in a kitchen, and the challenge was breathe out all of your air and then try to scream. I might not have. I don't know. It was funnier when he did it. That's why he made a video of it. The second one is another video of Instagram. It says a gift that keeps on giving. This is clearly, I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is so funny. This is a lady who was executive assistant to somebody. I'm thinking the way she talks is she was secretary or something. And you got to wonder with that sort of action, and especially the way she says and phrases and tones her things. But she is some sort of assistant to this gentleman she refers to, and she's in an interview. It's like a 60 Minutes interview. I don't know who this chica is.
Right hand arm.
Oh, stop.
Right hand.
Crap.
I'm Mr. Sterling's right hand arm. Man. I'm Mr. Sterling everything. I'm his confidant, his best friend, his silly rabbit.
His what?
His silly rabbit.
His silly rabbit?
Yes.
Is that what he calls you?
No. I'm Mr. Sterling's right hand arm.
Dude, you got to wonder if there's something else going on there. You got to wonder if there's something else going on there. That's a pretty famous clip. Last one. Pull it up. Oh! That hurts. That hurts. That's smart. That's smart. For those listening, it's an older couple outside. Looks like it could be Kansas or something. Anyways, it's raining. She does the splits. He does not turn around. She doesn't yell out. She's just laying there. But it looks like a really bad split. Yeah, like even if I did that, it's like a backwards and forwards split. It's not the left to right. It's the y-axis split. So again, ladies and gentlemen, sign up for. You can receive videos like that, except I have some better ones in your inbox. Stuff that I find funny, and boy, it's a hoot and a holler and good time. I might have removed the last one. No, I should have removed the last one. Little peek at a Cue the Driver song. Let's see what happens here. This is something I've been working on. Let me know what you guys think about this. That's a little taste. And then it does something kind of fun at the chorusy part. I don't know if it's the chorus. It changes completely. So that's something I'm going to keep working on for those of you interested and for those of you not interested because you are currently listening. You can't go anywhere. So let's get into the final segment. Something only I care about. Spin it. Spinach. All right. Let me throw this up again. Here we are. This was something that was wild to me. So, the McRib is back or not back, I guess. I really don't care. I had the McRib, I think when it first, I could be getting this completely wrong, but I think it was really popular back in like the 80s or 90s or something. Anyway, I'll spit it out. Trying to, I'll get to it. It was really famous at one time, and then it was a really big deal when it came back. I think I was in high school, so it would have been 2015 to, it would have been around 2015. And so this is something very interesting, and I found deeply disturbing. And it made me mad. Frankly, it made me mad. Again, I do not care about the McRib. I had it when it came back in high school, and it's like, yeah, great, that's fine. I've probably had it twice since then. It's like a big cultural thing, but it lost its shine, and I guess that's the point of this. Look at this sign. McRib is back. This drives me crazy. This is not the actual sign. This is not the actual sign that I saw while I was driving by, but this laziness insults me deeply. McRib is back. There's no attempt. What is this? McRib is back. Hey, McRib. McRib's here again. This just screams dinner bell to the slops. I'm not calling people slops. I'm calling the slops, the food. Like, there's other attempts to this. Look at this, where it's like, how insane is this? take that 2020. The McRib is back. You know, there's some zest to it. There's some like, look at this. McRib is back. Oh, McRib is back. The McRib is back. Available at most McDonald's locations starting. You know, oh, and look at this. There's a huge sign. This crazy sign is so lazy, and I find it so insulting as an American. Hey, Chubbies, McRib's back. Hey, Tubs, we got the McRib. Oh, no. Oh, they got the McRib. Let's go. One McRib, please. One McRib. And then you know the same person that put this up is like, yep, one McRib, saw that coming. Mm-hmm. Not even looking at the person in front of him, just automatically judging him. This screams, let's just serve slop to the people. No upsell, no attempt, no care, no dolling it up, no pretending. We know it's not healthy. We know it's not healthy. But there's absolutely no attempt to doll this thing up anymore. They have given up. Corporate America has given up on the attempt. Corporate America has given up on the attempt. Look at this. McRib is back. You Tubs. The thing you want is back. Can I have a McRib, please? They're not even lying to us anymore. There's no pizzazz. There's no spaz. There's no, sprinkles and banners or anything. It's just a slop call to the masses, notifying them that their favorite slop is available. Unbelievable. I thought that was crazy. Just stating it because they know people will come in. Is America that far gone, folks? That we're not even due a look in the eye while they stuff cancer-killing food down our throats? They don't even look at us. They don't respect us. They don't respect us. They say, we know you want it. Here it is. And we go, interesting. It's back. I guess I'm interested. No, you're interested. You want it. You want the McRib. You know it, and clearly they know it. McDonald's knows it. Hey, your slop is available. We'll see you inside. That's what it should have said. There's some sort of level of insult with the simplicity of this. And it's not even that good. I don't eat McDonald's. And I don't eat the McRib. But this insulted me as a red-blooded American. Between this and AI scanning of my information, I'm giving up on this world. I'm giving up. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that just about does it. Remember that you also can participate in all of this. I think I've kept the ums to a minimum. I think I've kept my finger up my nose to a minimum. And, let's do this real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not giving up on this. You thought, what a silly shtick. I'm going to keep doing this until I literally land this sponsorship. What am I talking about, you ask? V8 Energy, folks. I have been slurping on these for probably 3 years or so. The things that I care about are minimizing caffeine. It's actually, believe it or not the best thing to have 300 milligrams, supposedly the maximum amount of caffeine that you can have in one day, in one serving, and just slamming those throughout the day. This is my favorite thing. V8 Energy has the same amount of caffeine as a cup of coffee, and boy, is it tasty. They got pomegranate blueberry. They've got peach mango. They have watermelon guava. I think I've only had like one of those. Peach mango. And then there's some sort of like tropical thing that's down in Publix in Florida. It's very good. I think it's healthier than the chemical slop. Hey, we got your slop for you. Hey, McRib is back. Hey, McRib's back. Can't even look you in the eye these days anymore. Hey, your slop's ready. To me, this is not that. This is V8, so it has a little bit of the good stuff in it, and it does the job, and it does the job in the correct way for this old dog. So, again, if you if you are in law and you're thinking you really can't do a fake sponsorship for a product, please email me at bigwhoopshow@gmail.com because I don't want to be sued. And I'm wondering if you can be sued for promoting somebody's product unprompted and unpaid. I am not giving up on this, folks. Even old Abe likes it. Oh, can I have some of that? Oh, peach mango. Does it have a delicious boost of steady energy from black and green tea? Well, yes, it does, President Lincoln. Is it an excellent source of B vitamins per serving? Yes, it is, President Lincoln. So that's just my little thing. Send in any voicemails or questions or segment suggestions to bigwhoopshow@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this adventure. Hopefully a segment or two of all this was exciting. I look forward to seeing you next week. And boy, we got a good slate coming up. We got some guests. I'm going to a couple of places. And thankful you're here. Thank you so much. I think that's the fourth voice crack, but it makes up for none of the nose picks I had. Thank you, All right. Well, that was unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy big whoop to you too. And, we'll see you next time. God bless.